Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that when we take a close look at Lucasfilm, one of the most failed divisions, by the way, over at the Walt Disney Company, not just due to Bob Iger's lack of leadership skills, but also for allowing Kathleen Kennedy to remain as president and, of course, producer of all things Star Wars moving forward, and how this is already wreaking havoc on George Lucas's legacy, his philosophy of what Star Wars is about to be, and exactly what actually is happening with all the retcons that are being pushed by Leslye Headland, the director and showrunner of the Acolyte series. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. So one major aspect about Bob Iger is that he is very naive, he's very caught up within himself, he's wrapped up in his own bubble, and he's self-absorbed. There's no doubt about this. This is exactly why he is keeping Kathleen Kennedy as president, and of course of producing everything related to Star Wars. Doesn't matter if it's a TV show, a movie, etc., etc. However, when it all dwindles down to showrunner, the Acolyte, of course, Leslye Headland, we have a lot of things going on with this director in particular and what's been going on behind the scenes over at Lucasfilm that has been rattling so loudly between Disney and Lucasfilm to the point that the Acolyte series is already off to a bad start when it comes to its marketing and when it comes to the production. So let's dive right into this, shall we? Now, I think it's pretty much apparent at this point that Kathleen Kennedy is either purposely doing everything related to Star Wars her way by a use of pushing her agenda, or she's just really too dumb to realize what she's really doing. However, on top of all of this, with, of course, showrunner and director Leslye Headland actively attacking fans of George Lucas's Star Wars and the legacy of the franchise, one major development has much to do with Disney, Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy, and the current status of Leslye Headland's role at Lucasfilm for the Acolyte series. Now, as it turns out, behind the scenes, in one shocking turn of events, the lawsuit that has been moving forward from both Elon Musk and Gina Carano is set to hit at full force at Lucasfilm and for Kathleen Kennedy by this April, and already Kathleen Kennedy recently held an emergency meeting with the Disney heads that later informed director and showrunner Leslye Headland that is, of course, a very likely scenario and is likely to impact the release date of the Acolyte series from June 5th until sometime in early to late August, and is already creating an uproar from director Leslye Headland, as many PR plans were already scheduled for Leslye for shows like The View, Jimmy Kimmel, and even Good Morning America to help promote the Acolyte series by this May. All of those programs are run by ABC and hence owned by Disney. What makes the situation even more delicate is that, of course, the Elon and Gina lawsuit is reportedly garnering further evidence about Kathleen Kennedy's mismanagement and lack of leadership skills that were, of course, considered unprofessional by use of ex-Lucasfilm employees that are about to share their story to help Gina Carano in the lawsuit. Now, with Kathleen Kennedy and Bob Iger already discussing a significant deal, of course, and quite possibly an ongoing delay, an indefinite delay, not knowing when to release the series, this is already creating a shakeup between Leslye Headland and Kathleen Kennedy and sparked a series of arguments that were so powerful that the drama rattled throughout all of Disney and Lucasfilm behind the scenes. Now, as Elon Musk gathers more truths related to Kathleen Kennedy and already gave Disney the warnings, and a heads up of all of this, this in turn is creating a domino effect for not just for the Acolyte, but also for other series as well, but also for the funds of the Acolyte series getting serious cutbacks already that were approved by both Bob Iger and Kathleen Kennedy after the Elon Musk lawsuit moved forward rapidly just days ago. Now, the lawsuit from both Elon and Gina are seemingly causing both Kennedy and Bob to head into a frantic damage control mode to repair anything that they possibly can in the meantime with the Acolyte series, and that this is why they are holding off on promoting the show. Something, of course, also that Leslye Headland is freaking out over and engaging in serious heated arguments with Kathleen Kennedy about is not only is there now a shakeup between Disney board members, but also a shakeup between Kathleen Kennedy and Leslye Headland are due to the Elon Musk lawsuit impacting Lucasfilm's focus drastically in the process of producing and marketing the Acolyte properly. So guys, before I get to the next big thing here, let me just say one thing about Kathleen Kennedy is that you can see that she senses the walls are closing in. There is no escape. She is like a mouse in a trap at this point, and what a more ironic way that she's associated with Disney. Now, when you look at things like this, everything related to the Elon and Gina lawsuit is just the beginning. We talked about weeks ago about how Elon is finding avenues to creating multiple lawsuits, not just against Disney and Lucasfilm as companies, but against Kathleen Kennedy personally, based on what she did not just to Gina, but to several ex-Lucasfilm employees where they stand right now, that were once associated with Lucasfilm and fired improperly from the company. So again, this is exactly why I say that Lucasfilm is worse than Marvel Studios, and that is not me defending Marvel by any means, or the current status of where Marvel is today, but I just feel that Lucasfilm is worse when it comes to the types of employees that are hired there, who Kathleen Kennedy manages there, even Kathleen Kennedy herself and what she has done to the brand, how she treats people like Gina Carano, allowing Lucasfilm employees on social media to mock her online. I mean, that's the type of, energy that comes out of Lucasfilm. And even Gina Carano confirmed just a couple of days ago on a podcast that when she first actually met Kathleen Kennedy on stage to promote The Mandalorian, she would not shake her hand. She would refuse to shake her hand. That's Kathleen Kennedy for you. So moving forward, in addition to this, all of this, of course, related to Kathleen Kennedy and how Kennedy is the one who proposed the plan to create a delay for the Acolyte, something that Leslye Headland is desperately attempting to prevent from happening and trying to reason with Kathleen Kennedy. This is mainly due to the fact that Kennedy is trying to find a focus to defend herself from the lawsuit being created by both, of course, Gina and Elon, where Bob Iger has yet, though, to greenlight Kennedy's request as of yet when it comes to the delay. Now, you can see why Leslye Headland is freaking out about this. She does not want this series to get delayed until the fall or late summer for several reasons about that. Is that she doesn't want the show to clash with a lot of other up-and-coming shows that are about to be released by several other studios that are not associated, by the way, with Disney. She doesn't want this show to clash with those. She doesn't want any kind of competition, if you will. So I think at the end of the day, Leslye Headland is really also another self-absorbed individual. In my opinion, she is worse than Kathleen Kennedy. She's far more extreme than Kathleen Kennedy ever will be. I know it's hard to believe, but it's true. This is a person that literally said that you're a misogynist if you believe that George Lucas is the key to making a successful Star Wars movie or a TV show, whatever have you, just Star Wars in general. If you are supporting that, you're a misogynist. That's the misogyny, that's the problem. Those were her words. So overall, I would like to hear what you all have to say about this ongoing scenario below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.